Good afternoon, family. I'm going to go over and do some update videos. I'm going to try to make this video quick. I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible. All right, so I went over I think it was last week, and I sent you guys a video about NVIDIA, and that if you shorted it, you can make great money, that I knew it was going to fall. And so let's go over what we see. We have the 50-day simple moving average, which is represented by the blue line. We got the 200-day simple moving average represented by the pink line. You're going to hear me go over this many, many times on all these different stocks, but it's just so that you guys can learn. All right, so this is what we see. I'm going to go over it again. We got the double top, right? Now the stock is going bearish, starting to go bearish. It's run out of steam, starting to go bearish. You got the price starting to fall, right? It's falling, bouncing up, falling. Now it's falling into a pattern, all right? We got the I'm going to call it the bear cross. It's a little bit nicer of a terminology than the death cross, but I'm going to call it the bear cross because when you see the 50-day cross below the 200, that is the 200-day, which is the pink line. That is a representation that the bears are they are on this timeline, which is the daily chart. The bears are in control. It's official that it is bearish on the daily chart. So we got a pattern here represented by the green lines. It's forming. This would be a triangle, right? So the way I see this is we got the bears are in control. Triangles, first of all, triangles can break out either way. They can break out downward, right? Or they can break out upward. They're kind of a neutral pattern, but it is showing that the price is winding up, right? Price is winding up. Probably could keep going like this, and it's going to get tighter and tighter the more it moves to the side. It can go either way when it comes to triangles. But the reason why I would be looking to short this is because the bears are in control. So I would be just leaning more towards this being a bearish triangular pattern, but there's no guarantee. Anything can happen. So again, this is looking very bearish to me. Not going to go into any more detail with that one. Let's get into, I'm going to show you the indexes because you guys do know, like I said before, this does affect our coins and what our coins do. So this is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 index is mostly retail stores. Nike, Walmart, Target, all these big retail stores are traded in this index. This is considered a retail index. All right, so up here you can see, and I'm going to go through this real quick. I know I've gone over it a bunch of times, but I'm going to do it again. You got, it's not exactly a double top, but it's pretty close, and I think it's so close the market just counted it in because you got this that formed up here, and then you got a huge sell-off, right? So let's just call it a double top. It's very close. We're splitting hairs there. So again, also, we've gone over this green line, right? Every time the price hit the green line, it shot up. Every single time. You see it did it right here, kind of broke through, shot back up, moved up this way. You know, you can see it did it again right here, shot back up. You got pretty much the double top or very close to the double top. So now the stock's kind of running out of steam. It's running out of momentum, or the index, I should say, sorry. So the 50-day simple moving average, that would be the first major support line that was broken, okay? Then now we have a support trend line, and now a major trend line. We consolidated, we broke it, and it was a clean break all the way down. Now this is probably the most major support line you can have, which is the 200-day simple moving average. It is a very powerful support that you can have. It's strong. A lot of times stocks will hit that and they will bounce back up off of it. Not this time. And also too, you will hear me talk about all the time about how the market likes to retest. They want to make sure, people want to make sure they're going the right direction before they make a decision. So you got the break of the 200, right? We came back down. Now here's the retest. The price jumped back up and tried to get above the 200. It was successful. Right here, right? It closed above it, which is very important. And then it held kind of indecision. And then what happened? A collapse. So it was a retest and it failed the retest. Well, I guess it passed the retest. It couldn't get back up and move back this way. So we got a collapse. You can see kind of indecision. The market's still on this candle, which is a doji. The market's not real sure which way it wants to go. But then as of Friday, the bears took over, fully in control. That huge, big candle, big body. There's no denying that the bears are in control of this. And I think now we are about to see a big sell-off. It is sitting on support. You can see right where the price is, which is represented by this dotted line right here. And I'm going to move the cursor there. And you can see, I'm going to zoom in. You can see that is sitting on support. And I will just kind of show you real quick. If you look back here, these candles are riding across it. See, they're riding across it. They did break through a couple times, got back up, broke through here, got back up. And when it did break, it was a big break. A big candle broke downward. That's indicating that the support was broken and it broke down and it grabbed support on the 50-day moving average. Didn't hold support very long, a few days, and then it broke down and went below it. But you could see here as well, what did it do? It rode here. When it did break, it was kind of a bigger candle compared to some of these other candles. A bigger candle on the break. That's typically what you want to look for when you see a break of a support. But that's pretty much it. I think what's going to happen is I think this is going to break. And when it breaks, we will keep moving down to probably about here. And then from there, I'm not going to go any further into showing you more supports. But I expect to see the S&P at least get down to here. I think it's going to go a lot lower than that over time, but I definitely see it going to that in the near future. All right, move on to the next. The NASDAQ, again, real quick, we're going to go over it. The green line that you see right here, what did it do? The price hit it, bounced up. Price got close right here, bounced back up. And I know we've gone over this a bunch of times, but I'm just going to show you each time we bounced off here. Try to do this as quick as possible. We bounced off here. Then right here, we got the break, right? It broke down. And remember, we talked about the retest, how they always, a lot of times, the big money don't want to jump in until they have confirmation and they are sure that the price cannot get back up above this trend line. So what did it do? As it broke, the stock moved sideways, jumped back up, and retested. It did get above it, but the next day it opened up right at it and just collapsed. It fell away, and now I think we are going to see this week a lot of panic selling. This is a big bearish candle with a big body. And it is, again, it's sitting on support too. You got support here. You've got, when you move this way, you got support here, here, and then here, this gap. The whole gap itself would be considered support. So I definitely think this is going to move downward. It's going to continue to move down. Also, too, you're going to hear me talk a lot about these moving averages, right? They're very important when it comes to the trading world. So what do you see? You see the 50-day moving average really starting to fall, like it's coming over the side of a waterfall. It is approaching the 200-day moving average. Remember, technically the bulls are in control officially, even though the bears look like they're taking over slowly here. Well, actually, they're kind of quickly. But until this 50-day crosses below this 200, technically the bulls are in control, and this is considered just a major pullback. But with all the bad news in the economy and the inflation and the tariffs, I think we're going to see this break, and I think we're going to continue to see panic selling. I think at that point there's going to be a lot of people looking for the door. They're going to be looking to exit their positions because officially at that point the bull market is over for the NASDAQ. Dow Jones, we're pretty much the same thing here. I did make a move on this green line that I drew, but it's the same thing, guys. It bounces off here. Let's keep moving up. And then it fell. It bounced off here. Now, this green line, I've moved it once again. We used to have the green line. We used to have the green line. I'm just going to show you where it was once before. We had the green line here, right? So it used to be like that. Well, now because of that break, that was a big break, right? We got the break here. And once that broke, I see here now. Why? I see there because it hit here and bounced back up, and it was a pretty big bounce. So I'm expecting to see on the Dow Jones, and this is a big bearish candle. It broke the 200-day, which again, remember, that's a serious support line. It broke it, and it broke it with a lot of force. I'm expecting in the near future, probably this week, to see this price move down to this trend line, and more than likely we will break the trend line. When that happens, the price will be of the index will be getting further and further from the SMA 50, or the simple moving average 50, and you'll see the 50 begin to just slope downward like that. It'll start to fall fast. Again, when it crosses the SMA 200 or the simple moving 200, you will, at that point, it will be officially bearish, and the bears will be fully in control. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to our coins. Give me a second to find them. Let's start with XRP. I'm going to try to go fast again. Try to keep this video as short as possible. So we got some different stuff going on here. I don't think I've updated you guys recently with the update of this. What you are looking at right here is a symmetrical triangle pattern. So this would be the resistance line, this orange line that I drew. This would be the support line, right? Now, you can see here the reason why this is resistance. Every single time the price got up or even got close to it, it was rejected, right? Got rejected. Got close, couldn't quite make it, got rejected. Couldn't quite make it here, got rejected. Well, actually, it probably did. It's close enough. Then finally, the market realized, you know what? We're not going to be able to get through that. You just get out. It failed many times. Get out. Dump the position. A lot of people dumped. Kept coming down. This was when Trump announced that XRP would be part of the digital reserve for the United States. We pumped and we broke it, right? So I thought when I saw that, oh, this might actually move higher. It might be a breakout here. But no, it was almost like a pump and dump. It just collapsed right back down. So that even shows me too, because the price couldn't maintain for several days, that this is really the resistance line right here. The real resistance, the strong resistance line. So we also have right here, these two places, it got rejected. Then we got rejected 3 times right here with these 3 candles. We broke the 50-day moving average. There were so many times it was rejected. I would say that the resistance is probably, at least this resistance is going to be stronger than the support. We don't have a lot of times where it got rejected by the support. But let's go through it real quick. Let's look down here. Right here, the price rode up on the support right in this area, which this blue line needs to probably be adjusted a tiny bit up, but you get the point. You can see. Then it didn't get that close. I wouldn't even count that. That's still kind of too far away. But you can see it touched it here, bounced back up, touched it again, bounced back up. But look what's happening. It's run out of steam. It can't even get up any further. It's just kind of moving sideways. And I'm assuming, with all the bad news and tariffs and all that, it's probably, and the other markets are going to be going down more than likely. I assume XRP to break. Now, when this breaks to the downside, this could get kind of ugly. So that's why I wanted to talk about XRP a little bit, because I expect this to sell off a decent amount. You can see right here is a support right in this area where the line's at. And the reason why it is the price interacts a lot with it. You can see this candle at the bottom right here. It touched. This one broke through, jumped back up. So you got a major support here. This is going to, even if this breaks, you got this support still that runs this way that might catch the price. So you can see these candles broke. They got back up, broke, got back up. Same thing over and over and over. It did it a bunch of times. So there's a good chance if the price breaks here, and +2, we're at $2, almost $2 even. That is definitely a support line. We call that a grandma number. It is a round number that a lot of traders love to put orders in at $2, buy orders, sell orders. So I think we will see the price fluctuate around $2 for a while. If this continues to move down, I would expect to see right here, you got a support line. The reason why, let's go back here. You got these 2 candles right here, which touch each other. So that indicates support. And remember, your 200-day simple moving average is right here. So that is a very strong support line. So $1.79, $1.80. And also, too, remember, guys, as each day that goes by, this is going to tick up a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So if this takes a while to fall, this 200-day simple moving average could move up to like here where this candle is, or well, it's already past that one, but it could be to where this candle is. It could be where this candle is. So I'm expecting this to move a little bit higher by the time the price gets to it. Probably be right around here, around $1.90. Now, if $1.90 breaks, the next one we're going to see kind of fall a lot. We got the $1.79, which would already be below the 200-day at that point. I could see right here, $1.54. The reason why, we got support over here. And I'm not going to keep going more with it, but just you could go back and replay this video. It's always good to buy on supports. It's always good to average down at supports. If your average price is high on a stock or a crypto, buying on support is always a great place to buy. Even if it breaks the support and keeps moving down, it's still a great place to buy. XLM. And now XLM is very bearish to me. All right, so you can see I drew these green lines, right? So this is a pattern that we're looking at. This is what I call a descending triangle. The bears are kind of controlling the price. You can see they keep, the bulls keep trying to break the price out. Tried there, couldn't do it. Tried all these times, couldn't do it. Tried here. They even were successful to get up through the 50-day moving average, but then got rejected right back down again. Couldn't even get to it that time. Couldn't even get to it here. It tried. It couldn't. Then now we broke the 200-day. Remember, that's a major support. We broke the 200-day. Now the stock is, or the crypto is it's starting to look very bearish. Plus, again, I go with what's probable. What's probably going to happen? It's probably going to move down to this line at some point, and it's probably going to break this line just because everything is looking bearish. This is a bearish pattern that it is in. Also, you got the 200-day simple moving average and the 50-day simple moving average. And remember, I talked about when they're spread far apart, it shows more strength. When they start getting close together, that's not good. That in this case, it wouldn't be good for the bulls. This is starting to look like the bears are pushing this price down and pretty much probably have started to take full control. And once these two cross and the 50-day moving average represented by the blue line is below the pink 200-day moving average, it will be official. The bears will be in control. And by that time, because the bears are in control, all the bad news going on in the economy, the markets, I do see this breaking. And when it breaks down, let's go. I have to look back here for supports. This would be your first support right here because of these two candles at 19 cents. Then it falls a lot. It falls all the way down to here because you got this candle here, right? Touching almost about, well, I guess it's still kind of far away. It's a little ways away. But you got these two candles for sure that would do it. So that would be 14 cents. Then you got right about here because this candle's close. The tippy top of that candle is very close to the tippy top of that candle. So it'd be 14 cents again, but lower part of the 14. And I'm not going to go any lower than that because it's pretty much would be down around 10 cents after that would be the next support. So you just try to keep those numbers in mind. I do think this is going to pull all the way back. Unless some kind of crazy news comes out on the economy or some kind of crazy news comes out for these coins, and it would have to be super huge news to really make these coins shoot like crazy and then upward in the near future. It would have to be like super crazy good news. Okay, so Hedera, H-bar. H-bar is moving in what we call a sideways channel pattern. You've got resistance up here. It hit, broke through, fell back down, hit, broke back. Couldn't break through, fell back down. We traded. We caught support on the 50-day moving average, shot back up. Then we got more resistance here with these three candles. Then we broke back down. Now look what happened. This is very serious for Hedera. This is not looking good for Hedera at all. If I was going to short, I would short this with a lot of money, a lot of money. This is to me is cream of the crop for making money on a short. So you got a breakdown of the channel pattern, right? So the channel pattern broke. It broke to the downside. Not only did it break to the downside, you also have the 200-day simple moving average. It broke that at the same time. This is not looking good. You got the 50-day sloping down. It's also getting close to the 200. And again, remember, the bears are officially in control once that crosses. but you might as well say the bears are in control. Everything is not looking good on Wall Street. Nothing is looking good in all these cryptos. Um, we already know this is gonna fall. It's almost guaranteed it's gonna fall again unless some kind of crazy good news comes out. It's probably more than likely gonna fall. So let's see where it would fall to. Right here, it's sitting on support, believe it or not, because of these two candles right here and these two candles. So it's sitting on support at about 17 cents, 16, 17 cents. I think it could fall down to here. The next support would be at 15 cents. And then the next support would be probably right about here in this area. You got this candle, you got this candle, you got this candle. It'd be right about here, roughly at around 14 cents. And I'm not going to keep going lower than that, but you get the picture. Again, almost every penny downward is going to be support, moving down. Now, I will jump to here. If the price does get down to around 11 cents and that breaks, again, there's no candles over here. There's no SMAs or simple moving averages over at this price point down here. So there's nothing to catch this until it gets to these two candles. So more than likely, if we break this price, this support of 11 cents, this falls back down to around 9 cents, 10 cents. That's a decent drop. You're talking 10% almost. Yeah, almost 10%. Good sized drop there. Guys, I'm never going to tell you guys how to buy and when you should buy and when you should sell. I'm not going to go over Algorand. I don't think anybody has Algo. If you guys bought Algo, let me know and I'll start analyzing that for you too. I'm not going to go over silver. That might be it. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'm just going to show you gold real quick because it is attached to the dollar, and we talk about the dollar falling apart, or at least I do all the time. Let me find the gold chart. Just give me 1 second. There it is. So let me show you what I see here. Now look at the difference, right? When the simple moving averages, look how this is just going up and up and up and up and up. And look, they're spreading further apart. You see how this is really starting to take off compared to here? They're starting to really spread apart, and you can see that the simple day 50-day moving average is starting to accelerate away from the 200-day, right? And it's moving upward. That's showing that gold is going nuts. Now we also have just the opposite. We have a trend line support, just like in the other stocks and indexes I showed you. Look what happened every time the price here, but this is the opposite. It's not support, it's resistance. Every time I hit that green line, rejected. Came up, hit the green line, rejected. Got very close to the green line, rejected. Came back up, hit the green line, rejected. Moved up, hit the green line, rejected. Now look what's happening. Broke that resistance line, right? So it broke. We are probably about to see gold shoot. It broke with a solid green candle. Not a big candle. And also too, not huge volume. If you look down here on the volume on this last volume bar, it's not huge volume. So I'm not expecting this. Now, if it was a volume bar like this one or like this red one right here, how it shoots way up, if it was a green one like that, I would say, in a larger green candle, say the green candle came up to here, I would say this is going to be a monster breakout. I'm not saying this is going to be a monster breakout, but I do definitely see this moving upwards. We probably will break over, what is the price at? We're definitely more than likely going to go over 3,100 this week. I can see this pushing to 3,150 at some point. I don't know exactly when. But we are definitely officially in a breakout of gold. And of course, if gold goes up, that means the purchasing value of the dollar goes down. Gold is on a tear. It has been on a tear. Sorry, let me get this. You can see it has been on a tear going up, up, up since the beginning of 2024, end of 2023. That's when the pattern started. You can see the trend line started back here, back in, what is that, Monday, the 4th of December, 2023. Gold has just been on a tear ever since then. That pretty much shows you, I think things are just about over for the dollar. It has just been on a tear. It's gone up insane amounts. But oh well, guys, that's going to be it. I know this video is already kind of long. If hopefully you guys go through it, and if you decide to buy crypto or anything. Oh, sorry, I said I was going to do Solana for Liz. Let me find Solana. I know Liz said she was buying some Solana probably. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. I might have to do a search for it. All right, that's simple. Let's just do a quick search. Yeah, let's do... I don't know if that's going to be... Sorry, I just have to find it real quick. I want to make sure I get it in the right market. I'm just going to do the crypto cap market. Okay, here's Solana. And again, I haven't pre-looked at this or anything. I'm just going to wing it real quick. So again, we talk about the 50-day moving average crossing over the 200. That means it did it right here. This is the daily chart, by the way. All of the charts I showed today are the daily charts. Now with Solana, it does cross it quite a bit. I mean, we got the bearish cross here. We got the bullish cross here. So it's not uncommon for this to happen with Solana. Solana is definitely a more volatile crypto. But this is what I see. I see we got the bearish cross. And look, the 50-day simple moving average is just falling away from the 200. I mean, it is just plummeting. Definitely not a good sign for the bulls whatsoever at all. Also, too, you guys have heard me talk so much about head and shoulders patterns and how bearish they are. They have a very high success rate. And again, you're going to have to use your imagination here. It's kind of hard to see it, but you could see here would be a big shoulder, right? Here would be a big head. Now, is a shoulder going to form here? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It may not. It might just, because, you know, everything bad in the markets are going bad right now, it might just continue to keep collapsing down and never form the shoulder. Or at some point it can grab support and kind of move this way and come upward and make a shoulder. I'm not exactly sure, but that is definitely a start of a head and shoulders pattern. So that's pretty much what I see with this without adding all the different tools and taking up a lot more time on the video. That's just a quick breakdown of Solana. That's pretty much it, guys. If it was me, and I'm not going to tell you guys how to manage your money with this stuff, but if it was me, if I was wanting to buy more coins and stuff, if it was me, I would wait. I would wait. I would let this fall, or I would let all this markets and coins fall, and I would just keep my money, saving my money, and when the time looked right, I would jump back in just to try to get, I mean, the best bang for your buck. But I'm not telling anybody to do that. You guys got to decide what is best for you guys. But I hope this video helps you guys out. And I will send another update video at some point eventually in the future once I see things are changing.